Hi everyone, so today I'll be going over my empties for the month of June. Like always, I'll have these separated into categories in case you're only interested in certain items. Skincare, specifically sheet mask, I do want to finish up and enjoy the last remaining I'm From ones that I got from Wish Trend. I'm not going to place any more orders until I find a retailer in the US that sells them. But I have been enjoying the last of my mugwort ones. This is, again, if you have like red inflamed skin. And since I've been planting more, I've been going outside when I should probably wait until later in the afternoon when the sun goes down. But yeah, I really like that particular sheet mask. I also really enjoy the I'm From rice sheet mask. I feel like this gives my skin like a little bit of a temporary glow. Really enjoy the toner from that brand as well. I have that. I need to open it up soon. And then, of course, I can't do an empty without having 120 Moe sheet mask. This is the I'm Makgoli, I think. This one's okay. I like it that these have a little bit extra essence. So I use it in my reusable cotton round and I swipe my face before putting on the sheet mask or leaving the sheet mask on for like 10 to 15 minutes. Another thing that I used up finally is this Claire's 2-in-1 cotton pad. The reason why it's called a 2-in-1 cotton pad is because about half of the cotton squares in here, one is very, very thin. You can pretty much use it for a DIY sheet mask, and the other one is a little bit more tough, and I like that one more. The problem is with these products, like also in Costco, when you buy the value pack, you always use up the one you like first, and then you're stuck with ones that you don't really care for as much. So I would love it if they had one that just had the consistency that I like. So going forward, I don't think I'm going to repurchase it. Maybe in a few years when I order again from their online site, I'll, hopefully they have a product with just that one. But if not, then I'll look elsewhere. I feel like a lot of the cotton rounds in the US are a little bit more gritty and rough, which back in the day I didn't used to like it, but now I feel like I'm coming around to it. And then another skincare product from Claire's, we have the Rich Moist Soothing Cream, and I feel like this is what I feel like this is what CeraVe is for some people. It just works for their skin, and this just works for my skin. So I do have about one or two more of these. I use this as a moisturizer in my PM skincare routine, and I don't use moisturizer in the morning. I just use my sunblock. But yeah, I really like this. It's never too heavy on my skin, and it's not lightweight enough that I feel like my skin doesn't get moisturized. So long story short, this just really works with my skin type, so I will continue to repurchase it, and I really enjoyed it. Okay, moving on to body care. I have a lot, which I'm kind of excited about. But the first honorary empty is for my sister. She finally finished up her Trader Joe's hot cocoa whipped body scrub. It says whipped, but this was not fluffy at all. If anything, it seemed more paste-like. It didn't really, like, you know how Tree Hut scrubs, it just like glides onto your skin with a slight little grittiness. This was, it was just really unpleasant. It didn't really work into a lather, so it wasn't like a whipped foaming body scrub like I'll show you in a little bit. Yeah, this thing was just inferior and she was really trying to power through this. And the scent itself was okay. But right now, I don't know if it's because it's a bit older, but it smells like how some old creams smell a lot like clay almost. Yeah, I wouldn't repurchase it. She wouldn't repurchase it. And I think the scent itself could have been better. So there's that. Glad that's out of her collection because I know she didn't really enjoy using it. She loves her Tree Hut. Going on to body scrubs that I really like, Onyx Bathhouse, I realized that when they did the rebrand or restyling, they changed their aesthetic and now they're only found in Walmart. So this is when they still had Onyx in like TJX stores. I bought a ton of these and at first I was like, oh, why do I have so many? This one I believe is from 2023, but this consistency of the formula was like gorgeous. It actually foamed up when you used it. It was gritty. It was like a soap. And you can tell because the older Onyx Bathhouse before the like highlighter rebrand is that they would have the scent on the lid area. This one is You Are Too Sweet. So this is a sweet sugar with honey extract. So I really loved using this when I would come back into the house and I feel like I would have dirt on myself and I would just, like a really nice gritty scrub really I feel like cleanses cleanses your body afterwards and takes away all the grease and stuff without feeling stripping. And also in the shower that I would use this, I didn't have a bunch of soap or body wash. So I think this served as a dual purpose as a kind of soap body wash as well as a scrub. So really enjoy this one, but unfortunately I cannot repurchase it because they no longer make products like that. And another body scrub from Onyx Bathhouse. This came in a set. I believe I finished the body lotion almost a year ago or something because this is from like 2023 and you can tell by the first number in the batch code. The reason why is because this was, I guess, so old that it was really, really thick. There's some right there, but I'm not going to bother with it. But this was a really pretty orange blossom scent. It smelled very green, yet slightly sweet. A little dash of floral, of course, as well. I would repurchase this, and I really like the consistency of it. It was the same as the You Are Too Sweet, even though I think depending on what scent you got, the oils would be slightly changed, or so I'm told. But yeah, I really like this one, Walking on Sunshine. But again, I cannot purchase this anymore because the product is discontinued. Okay, and then the last two items are, ooh, I'm about to fall. The last two items are from small businesses. First one is a small business based out of California, Sugar Mama Fragrances. This is the Glazed Donut Body Mist, and this is in her sample size. I believe she still might have it, but her sample size body mist, you can either get the alcohol version or the non-alcohol version. And I personally like alcohol in my products. I don't like spraying mist directly onto my skin because, like, hello, I could just use a lotion or a body cream. So I like spraying this on my clothes, and I use this at night after I showered. And I feel like the scent did last until the next day, but I really went overboard on spraying this. And I guess the critique about it is that I feel like the glazed donut smell was a bit artificial. It was nice though. It was like sugary, sweet with a little hint of bread, but it still seemed a little bit fake to me. But it performed pretty well. So I wouldn't repurchase this one, but I am on the fence. Well, I'm not on the fence. Once I have a way bigger dent in my body care collection that I accumulated the last like 2 or 3 years, I will go ahead and build it back up to a more reasonable size. And I would want to make another order with Sugar Mama Fragrances. So there's that one. I think her products are really nice, but of course, you should probably sample the products first, which is what I did. Lastly, we have a small business. I feel like something got on my bed and it's like a little bit wet. Anyways, I got a free sample from an order on Etsy from Pixie Spell Essentials. I wrote it down because it got kind of wiped out and I didn't want to forget what this was. So this is Agua de Jamaica. I wanted something super authentic to the drink, and this just wasn't it. It smells like it doesn't even smell like flowers. It doesn't smell like a refreshing drink. It's just an odd scent. It lasted a long time on my body. Yeah, no, this just isn't it. It almost smells a little bit like passion fruit or star fruit or something. I don't know, but I just did not like this. So I use this on my legs, and this is a perfume oil in case I didn't mention that. So I do have quite a few Pixie Spell Essential products to use up, but this one, I wouldn't get it in a full size is what I'm trying to say, but that was a free sample. Okay, moving on to home fragrance. Let's go on to specifically wax melts. Because it's getting really warm, I haven't been wanting to burn or melt anything. I'm not a seasonal warmer or melter, but when it gets really warm, the temperature, no, not the temperature, but the AC in the house pretty much doesn't turn on unless it's 78, sometimes 80 degrees. And for some reason, my family thinks that opening the door is the same thing as turning on the air. It is not. So for this month, I don't have a lot of tea light warmers because my tea lights get pretty hot. Again, I got these at either Walmart, Target, or Amazon, and they pretty much all do the same thing. So there are those, and I use that for certain wax pieces. Small business, we have Boots and Mascara on Etsy. The owner's name is Angela, and this is her sweet cherry pie. So this one is sweet and tart cherry, brown sugar, and flaky pie crust. Again, I feel like I always, well, maybe this is a preference thing, but I always love a heavy pie crust emphasis. And I feel like while this one's present, it's not overwhelming, which apparently I want from every brand. All right, I think the trash can went far away that you can't hear it. I'm filming this on Monday, June 30th, so the last day of June, and trash day is Mondays where I live. But okay, going back to the wax, I think that out of sweet cherry pie and cherry almond pie from Boots and Mascara, I like cherry almond pie because I feel like the cherry note that I got when I had it in my warmer around hour like 3 or 4, I feel like it was a little bit too tart. So I think that's, again, just a preference. In my warmers, I think this performed the best in my tea light, followed by my hot plate warmer. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention about strength and throw. It filled up my medium-sized bedroom pretty well, and I feel like it lasted about a day because I remember this with this scent, I could use my 8-hour tea lights, which isn't recommended for my tea light warmer, and then I would finish it off with either a 6-hour tea light or a 4-hour tea light, depending on how I wanted to do my cleanup afterwards. Next, we have That Smell Good shop. This is a mystery melt in Fresh and Clean. So with That Smell Good shop, something is seriously like wet on my bed. I think something leaked. But anyways, for That Smell Good shop, she sometimes has mystery wax pieces, or I believe maybe even mystery soaps. But the Fresh and Clean 4-pack, which is what I purchased, was on sale. And I think that this was stronger than the Foodie Gourmand one that I got. I used this in my 25-watt Scentsy warmer, and I only used up one piece, which is, it's less ounces than I normally use. I believe it's like 0.4 or 0.3, something like that. Unfortunately, this one was like a light medium, and it only lasted about, I would say, between 4 to 6 hours in my room. I had this for about a day or so just because I felt a little bit lazy and I didn't want to change out my wax. So yeah, the first ever wax piece that I warmed from That Smell Good shop was just insane. It threw so well and it was really strong. So I don't know if that was an oddball because the wax that I am warming now, I feel like it hasn't reached that level of performance that I got that one time. So okay, there's that one. I wouldn't repurchase it, but it was a fun experience. And I feel like the scents overall in the fresh and clean category, you can't really go wrong. It's either going to be slightly aquatic leaning or laundry care. All right, another small business, wax vendor. We have the Candle Nurse. I got this in one of my orders, I think as a freebie. The pour date is October 4th, 2024. Face of His Father, bergamot, grapefruit, petitgreen, orange blossom, cedarwood, vetiver, and musk. So I wrote down notes because I have a tendency to forget, especially if I finish up the product earlier in the month. So I wrote that I got a freshness from the grapefruit. I did pick up a citrus note, probably from the bergamot. So initially I didn't get a lot of the wood note because cedarwood is listed. And I feel like sometimes when I smell cedarwood, I don't really like it. However, on warm, I got more of that slight dampness from the petitgreen or like an aquatic feel from it. And I think the longer that I had this in my warmer, the more masculine the scent became. So I feel like the vetiver also came out a bit more. One thing about this though, it was more of a light medium in my room. I believe that Emily's sample sizes are more of like 0.7, 0.8, and I use up the whole piece because I think that's how it's intended to, or I think that's the quantity that's intended to be used in one go instead of you trying to like break it up into like multiple uses. That's what I'm trying to say. Would I repurchase this? No, just because I feel like I've had other pieces from Emily that I like a little bit more. And of course, they're more of the like fruity, like fruity leaning blends that she has. But yeah, very complex. I like it that this wax kind of evolved and took me on a journey. So the scent that I got on cold during hour one, it was not the same scent that I got like towards the end. And I would say this lasted about 8 hours or so, but I had this, no, not 8 hours. That was another wax piece. This lasted about 12 hours or so. I had it on the whole day, but I then decided to burn a candle, and the candle was obviously stronger than this wax piece. So it kind of overtook the fragrance, and then I think I got nose blind because all I was smelling was the candle instead. Okay, then we have honorary empties from my sister, which I probably should have mentioned in the first place, but oh well. I feel like this month I didn't finish a lot of items, but my sister ended up giving me a gift set with a reed diffuser that's currently going in our shared bathroom that everyone likes, but not the shared bathroom that everyone loves to shower in. Two separate things. So this was a wooden wick candle from the brand North Muse. However, it was very small. All right, I'm back. I momentarily went to go order some Domino's pizza, 2 medium, 2 toppings. I get spinach and pepperoni. But I think I was saying that the reed diffuser still isn't finished because this came in a gift set. And my sister uses up in her room. And honestly, it's so small, I couldn't smell it. And even though it's a wooden wick, I guess it's not a crackling wooden wick candle. And I think the main scent that I got on cold was a like lemon citrusy scent. I honestly couldn't pick up any of the lavender. So I wouldn't repurchase this. My sister wouldn't repurchase it, but the reed diffuser is still going okay in the bathroom. It's not the strongest, but it's not the weakest. So there's that. Wouldn't get that again. Another honorary empty from my sister is a CBD candle from the brand Candle Bliss that you can find at TJX stores. This is in the scent Apple Blossom. It says infused with bright fruit notes of cinnamon, orange, apple, vanilla, and clove. Retail price $9.99, but she got it for $8. This lid is cute, but it's not the lid that goes with this. It's normally like a screw-on lid. And here we go. She now has a candle hurricane that she uses, but she had to borrow this a few times because this takes a really long time to get an even wax pull. Think Yankee Candle, single wick, paraffin, 100% paraffin candles. So yeah, I really like it though that the glass is this nice thick amber color. I believe that some of the candles online say soy candle, but I don't know if that's like a soy blend or 100% soy. But this doesn't have that characteristic like bumpy tops that I feel like 100% soy candles have. And the con about this is that this particular scent, along with many other ones besides a Christmas blue spruce pine tree scent, they're pretty light. If I smell it right now, I do pick up a little bit on the clove and cinnamon, not a ton of the vanilla and a bit of apple. But when she had this burning, I honestly couldn't smell it. So she mainly uses this for like the CBD properties. Does it work? I'm not sure, but I mean, then again, I also buy like ashwagandha gummies that I'll show you in a bit. So who knows? But yeah, she will continue to purchase this, but this wasn't her favorite scent out of all the ones that she's burned so far. Next, going on to a reed diffuser that was in that one specific bathroom. So this is one that I got at Marshall's. I'm laughing because this had preserved dried flowers, and I believe they're real. And my mom was like, "Oh, I really like it." So she put it in the other reed diffuser. So I feel like that's also a reason why it hasn't been diffusing properly, is because there's just random added flowers that it's not a part of it. So I feel like that's kind of messing up with the scent and throw. Anyways, this is from the brand Coco Door, and I believe Floral Bouquet. I think if you search them up on Amazon, they have pretty good reviews. This one was on the stronger side. I feel like some reed diffusers have been anywhere from unscented, really light, to medium strong. I haven't had one that's like super strong, but I feel like this is more towards the medium range. And yeah, it was really pretty with the preserved flowers that you can't see right now. Would I repurchase this one? Yes, and I already did because it went on sale. The bad thing is that on Amazon, they have this going for like $15, $17, and I got it on sale at Marshall specifically for $5. So I purchased again for $5, not for 17 or 15 or whatever, 17. Okay, that is it for home fragrance. Empties. Wow, I don't have a lot of empties this month. I must have either slacked this month or started a bunch of products and didn't finish them. But anyways, my dad threw away one of my empties, and it was like a cottonelle wipe. I don't know if that's how you spell it, but it was a really small pack of about 10 or 14. My mom and dad get this like quarterly because you're on Medicare, whatever. They get like it's similar to in HSA, so they get $90, and sometimes they're like, hey, I don't need any more items. You can go ahead and pick something that you want. And I did want to try out these wipes that weren't that one brand that just gets really dry. And it's true, these are more damp, and I feel like the sticky part at the top closes the product fully so no water evaporates. And my dad apparently really liked it, that he used it up, and I didn't notice. And he said that he tossed it when I brought up the fact that I hadn't seen it for a few days. So I think we are going to get both of these. Or not both of these. I think we're going to purchase it again when they're like monthly startup allowance refreshes on in July. Okay, next we have a toothbrush that I need to replace. I think I replace my toothbrush every 6 months, but I think low key you need to do it every 3 to 4 months. I really love it when toothbrushes have this like tongue scraper in the back. I do have a dedicated tongue scraper, but I don't know. I feel like I just like it when it has it. It feels odd when the back part is smooth. Oh, I mentioned this briefly, but I still take like vitamin gummies. I don't know if I would pick up these ashwagandha ones. I stopped taking them for maybe like a few weeks and they got a bit hard. But I think that's on me because I had already opened it and I really should have finished it. You do take two, and I got this on sale for $7. I have seen these again in TGX stores, but again, only if I see them on like on a really good discount, maybe $4 or $5, I purchased it. But for 7, I think I'd go ahead and pass. Does it work? Kind of. I feel like it works the same as that CBD candle. So placebo, maybe I'll pay $5 for it if I see it on sale. Last thing, my sister and I finished up this Pro Enamel toothpaste. I really love using Pro Enamel in the morning because I feel like it's slightly gentler and it's not as like minty fresh as the Crest 3D White or the Crest toothpaste that I used at night, because my reasoning is that I want to go to bed with really minty taste in my mouth. And then in the morning, since of course I might eat or drink something, and I don't want to have a really strong minty taste and then like, for example, have some juice, because that's not going to be a good thing. So I would repurchase it, and my family is going to continue repurchasing Pronamel or Sensodyne Pronamel, whatever you want to call it. All right, so that was everything that I finished up in the month of June. It was a pretty light month. Wish I would have finished up more, but oh well, that's what July is for. Or it could always get worse. That's always a possibility too. So let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you have a great day. Okay, bye.